What are some of my general biohacks that I do throughout the day? That was a question that came through via email. I wanted to answer it kind of in audio form here for you folks. First, thanks so much for sticking with me through the promotion. Yeah, look, the Nootropics Masterclass is like the most information-dense product we've ever launched. We actually just lowered the price to $119 for those of you that want to get it at like a little bit more of a reasonable price. I mean, look, the Nootropics Masterclass is... what can I say? The master class of nootropics knowledge. It's me synthesizing my 12 years of nootropics knowledge into one course. It is a video course. It is rocking. It kicks ass. You've got to get it at livecortex.com. Plus, we teach you how to induce motivation on cue, verbal fluency on cue, brain energy on cue, general brain fluidity on cue, memory on cue, mood on cue. Get the Nootropics Masterclass at livecortex.com. I wanted to also say we're running a flash sale on Cortex for those of you that are Cortex buyers. So go to livecortex.com, enter the coupon code 25, just the number 25, and that takes it all the way down to $25 a bottle. That is like a perfect price point for Cortex for folks we figured out. So for those of you that need to re-up, coupon code 25 at livecortex.com. Get a bottle, get 2 bottles, get 3 bottles. Re-up with that coupon code, save yourself some money. Okay, I wanted to do this audio for you folks just to give you an idea of kind of, what my general biohacking strategies are, like kind of what supplements I take and what I sort of do to get energy at 3 p.m. and how I sleep better, and a bunch of other things. So I'm going to run through, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 12 or something things that I do kind of every day that help my energy to be as peak as it can be. And I think a lot of you folks are going to get some good information. I want to make this super detailed and granular so folks can learn some stuff. And then hopefully you can implement some of this stuff into your regimen. And I guarantee you're going to feel better. I mean, I've been working on a lot of these things for many years. I've been trying to, it's like once I realized if my energy was better, my brain performance was better, then my output and productivity was better, and then my whole life was better. Then it was just like figuring out, well, what can I do to make my energy better? And if you have an energized brain, you have a better life. It sounds like I'm like Tony Robbins or something, but totally true. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first biohack that I think is pretty critical for me, especially for testosterone and kind of general immune function and gut health, and then also general well-being, is I take 20 to 25,000 IUs of vitamin D every day. Okay, I first started really getting into vitamin D when I got it tested many, many years ago. We're talking about, 7 or 8 years ago, and it was at 31 nanograms per deciliter, which is low. It's like right on the threshold. So my doc was like, oh, you're not deficient, but I'm like 1 or a couple nanograms per deciliter before deficient. So that's deficient, man. Okay, every doctor listening? So I started to take vitamin D, and then I kind of got obsessed with tracking it. I figured out that, I could take 10K IU vitamin D a day, and that I would slowly move my numbers up. I think I ended up like 40 or 45 or something. And that was good. It helped a lot with energy. It helped my sex drive. I got sick less. I just kind of generally felt better. My gut seemed to function just a little bit better. But I wasn't able to really take my numbers up to where I felt like was optimal for me, like the 80 to 90 nanograms per deciliter mark, until I started taking 20 to 25,000 IU of vitamin D a day. What I found is that I can take my numbers up basically to the high threshold without going over. It's like somehow my body regulates and does not go over with that dose. And that actually correlates with the studies. The studies are 60,000 IU or less is what you can take daily and not run into side effects and not run into taking vitamin D to excessive levels where you've got like calcium buildup or something, and it's not particularly healthy. So I take 25 IU a day, 25K IU a day. It helps substantially with both erection quality and testosterone for you guys, and that's just one thing that I do. Second thing that I do is I rely on B complexes. B complex supplement first thing in the morning, just to kind of help my brain wake up and just get the vitamins that I need for my brain to function well, and B vitamins are it. But I also rely on it when I'm tired or when I'm fatigued or when, I don't know. I mean, like so I go to like a festival with my girlfriend at 1 p.m. and we start drinking wine at like 1:15, 2 p.m. and then we're eating and we're walking around and we're at that festival till 4, 5, 6 p.m. There's some festivals where she lives at in eastern Pennsylvania where we actually do that. And by like 5, 6 p.m., I'm kind of a little tired. And if there's something I have to do later on, like we're going to go to her parents' house or we're going to go to one of our friends' house or something, I need a little bit of bump of energy. So I take a B complex in that particular case. I take it many times when I don't sleep well. I take it twice a day, 1 in the morning right when I wake up, and then once again somewhere around 2, 3 p.m. just to kind of get energy. Yeah, rely on B complexes. As long as you don't get side effects from it, you're going to urinate the rest of it out. Rely on a freaking B complex. Third hack for me is testosterone. I've been working on raising my testosterone for a long time. I finally figured out a protocol, which we sell in the Viking Testosterone Protocol. Works for every guy that we've suggested it to, with the exception of people that have really, really serious complications and things that are wrong with them that are preventing them from producing tests. They just need TRT. Everybody else they respond well to. And it's a protocol that I've been doing myself. It involves 9 major things, like very, very powerful things. One of them is infrared red light therapy. It's just powerful. So having high testosterone is like, my number 3 hack on this list, but probably my number 1 generally for energy and sex drive. Another kind of interesting thing that I do around 3 p.m. to get energy is I hard boil 2 eggs and I eat them. One, it's a pretty instant choline infusion. There's some folate in there. There's a good bit of fat in there. There's cholesterol in there for testosterone synthesis. But I liberally salt my hard-boiled eggs. So salt, God, we've all heard about this and people talk about it, but it's like underrated or something, man. Salt's an energy hack. You infuse some salt with a little bit of food. So you're not talking about a giant meal with a bunch of salt. You're talking about 2 hard-boiled eggs with some sea salt on it. Pretty powerful for energy. I literally feel the difference when I do that. So at 2, 3 p.m., people talk about crashing, and I might get a little tired. That's literally my solution. 5th hack that I do is I eat pasta after working out. When I go out and go to the gym and I'm going pretty hard, I expend a lot of energy. I expend a lot of kind of glucose energy. Nothing makes me feel quite right. But eating pasta. So, basically I just cook angel hair pasta in a small little sauce joint, and then I put like some butter on it, and garlic and Parmesan cheese, and I'm on my way. Maybe squeeze a lemon over it just to give it that kind of lemony taste. And honestly, that makes me feel substantially better after workouts. Like replacing glucose, replacing glycogen, and getting carbs into your body post-workout is one of the greatest ways to help you to sort of realize the gains and then to kind of get your energy back. I used to fast before and after workouts. It eventually kind of made me feel really weak. And so now after big workouts, I eat pasta, and it is great. I know some of you paleo folks and like anti-carb folks are like, pasta, it's so super terrible. It's definitely actually not terrible. And there's plenty of Italians that eat pasta all the time that live to 105 years old. My next hack is just to kind of get me in a cool, relaxed, but clear state, is I'll drink 3 glasses of red wine and then take 150 milligrams of alpha-lipoic acid. It's just kind of a super hack for like a clear, relaxed brain. Next hack is just for performance, kind of any time in the day, unless it's, past 8 p.m. I take 300 milligrams of Alcar and then 150 milligrams of theacrine. And it just kind of really helps me to get my brain on point. Like, it gives me a lot of energy. I feel super productive, and I get a lot done. There's a lot of hacks here, so I'm going to go a little quick here. 20 milligrams fasiracetam before sleep. I do that somewhat often, and I got to tell you, it makes me sleep through the night a lot more restoratively. And when I wake up earlier because I'm just like, man, I'm so relaxed. My body's relaxed. GABA's working great. I just feel good. And so I sleep a little less, and when I wake up, I'm like ready to attack my day. 20 milligrams fasiracetam before sleep is something I do kind of frequently these days. Another thing that I do is I take a hydration multiplier by a company called Liquid IV. We've talked about this before. The moment I wake up, it's got 500 milligrams of sodium in it. So it's just a salt infusion the moment you wake up, which is, I think, critical for a lot of people, especially people recovering from adrenal fatigue, but just sort of people in general, man. I mean, it's a world of difference in my energy. I'm like, wow, I'm like awake and up. And this is before even taking nootropic stacks. I take that, and then I feel great. And sometimes don't even have to take a stack because of it. Let's see. What are my other hacks? Okay, so I eat beef 3 times weekly, and I think for my energy, that's super critical for the bioavailable B vitamins, the fat, the cholesterol, the protein. Beef is just a damn nutrient-dense food, man. I make sure I get it 3 times a week. If I skimp, it's 2 times a week, and that's very rare. It just helps with my general energy, my confidence, like my testosterone. I just feel great eating beef. I make sure I eat fish 2 times a week, and that just helps my brain be continuously fluid, because the EPA and DHA is so much more bioavailable in fish than it is in fish oil. Krill is better, but ultimately you want to be eating fish if you want the best bang for your buck. Last hack is on hangovers. So when I have a hangover, meaning I've drank entirely too much and I've drank too late. So you can drink a whole lot, but then take a break during the day and then not drink for the rest of the day, and you'll end up feeling just fine. But if hangovers really come when you're drinking too much into the night. It's like 11 p.m., midnight, and you're still continuing to drink wine. You throw some shots in there, some beers. It's terrible, and sometimes I do that. It's very, very rare these days because I just don't like feeling like crap. So discipline is king in those situations. Know your limit and stop. But in the event that I'm out with my chick or something else is going on and I just kind of say, all right, screw it all, I'll apply the protocol tomorrow. What I do is a B complex right away when I wake up. I take 2 packets of the hydration multiplier by a company called Liquid IV. That's 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And then I take an entire hour nap. So I wake up, I have coffee, I do that protocol. I might work or be up or doing something for like 2 hours or so. And then after that 2-hour period, right at the 2-hour period, sometimes I even actually set a timer on my phone, I lay back down. I take a shower first to relax my body, then I lay back down and take an hour nap. Once I wake up from that hour nap, then I'm like, it's like I feel normal again. I saved myself many, many hours of just letting the hangover do its thing. And I feel great again at that point. I wake up, I do my thing. I might eat a little bit at that point. Something fatty, as people say. Something with some fat, protein, and carbs is honestly just going to be fine. But if you really want to top that off, get your ass to the gym and do a little bit of workout. And then honestly, after that, I'm like fine. I'm like completely fine, feeling energized, feeling good again. Like, wow, I can't believe I woke up this morning. I actually had a hangover. After all this, I feel like I'm normal, and that never happened. So those are my hacks. I mean, email came through asking like, what are some general things that you do that you don't really talk about on the channel, that you don't maybe think are particularly useful or something for people, because it has nothing to do with nootropics mainly, but that you do for yourself. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, I mean, all you guys are interested in biohacking and kind of making yourself feel good and functioning well. So why not hear all this stuff? This is the detailed insider stuff of what I do to maintain energy throughout the day and sleep well and have good brain performance and have good adrenal function, have good testosterone, recover from hangovers, eating beef and fish, all this stuff. I hope that's been helpful. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Rock on. Remember, the Nootropics Masterclass has launched. Look, if you want hacks for nootropics that teach you how to use them surgically, way, way more detailed than any of our books, teaching you to take your nootropics usage and understanding to the master class, to a higher echelon, inducing motivation, verbal fluency on cue, memory on cue, focus on cue, a better mood on cue. Get the Nootropics Masterclass. We have officially just permanently reduced the price to $119. That is affordable for most folks, especially if you're into getting the value from it. It will change your nootropics experience. Buy it at livecortex.com. The Cortex Stack flash sale right now using the coupon code 2525 will take the Cortex Stack down to $25 a bottle. That is a perfect price for a powerful pre-made nootropic stack. Buy that at livecortex.com. We talked about testosterone. For those of you men that are wanting to raise test and get your life back, because that's what it's going to do, get your sex drive back, your confidence, your libido, your masculinity, because that makes a huge difference in your relationship and just your general interaction with women. If those of you that are like out there dating and kind of playing game, look, you got to raise your test, man. I can't say enough good things about it. It changed my life. It changes people's life. We have a protocol for it. It's called the Viking Testosterone Protocol. Buy it at livecortex.com. Plenty of other powerful nootropic and biohacking products at livecortex.com. Go have a look, see what fits you, pull the trigger. And thanks so much for listening. Talk to you soon.